I've lived in New Jersey my entire life, and I know lots of interesting people. Artists, musicians, actors, business owners, and politicians. So my goal is to introduce some of the most interesting people who have ties to New Jersey. Either they live here, they work here, they went to school here, whatever tie I can think of. Many of these people are not well known even in New Jersey, but I'm going to change that because I'm Lucille Losapio, and this is Not So Famous in New Jersey. If you caught part 1 of my interview with Jimmy Kelly, the author and Union Beach native, you probably want to listen to part 2. But if you haven't listened to part 1, what are you waiting for? Go back and listen to it, and then come back and listen to part 2. When I was in high school, my brother Mario was 3 years older than me, and he always brought his friends home with him. I always got crushes. And one of the guys that I had a crush on was Jimmy Kelly. We ended part 1 talking about rejection. Let's pick up where we left off. How do you make yourself comfortable with rejection? Because I'm sure you've gotten some rejection.
Oh, I have. Yeah, my wife every Friday. I'm not sure you ever get over it. I don't get over it because we all like to be successful. And it's how you define success, really. I define it by, I'm giving you a set of my books here, okay? For me, true success means you get back to me and say, hey, Jim, I loved this story, or I loved this about that story, or I love this particular character. How did you come up with that? And genuinely appreciate or like what it is I've given you.
Yeah.
I feel that way about anybody who's a reader. There are some people who have met me on the boardwalk and said, I bought all of your books, and I really love this, because they read about it in Spring Lake magazine.
Yeah.
And I thought, that to me is hugely successful.
Yeah.
Might have cost them $10 for the book, but
Yeah.
it's great feedback.
And
I
reading
love
one led them to read another and then another.
Yeah.
That's probably
And
the
as
best.
a writer, that's what you look for.
Yeah.
Of course, it wouldn't hurt to have 8 million copies read.
Could you tell the rest of your family to buy them?
Yeah, tell a few people.
What words, adjectives would you use to describe yourself? And think about what's the most accurate adjective to describe yourself.
Well, it's a good question. And
All of my questions are good, Jimmy.
they're all good.
Does anybody else call you Jimmy? Because they probably call
family
you.
members. Yeah. I would say that depends on who the person is that's making the observation.
Mm-hmm. But yourself. But
if it's me, it might be different than how my wife views me.
yeah. So
or
what?
my
Okay. What
kids.
adjective would other people use
Yeah,
to describe you?
I don't know if it's an adjective, but a good father is how I'd most like to be remembered as.
Paternal.
Paternal,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, that'd be good. I see myself as someone who's growing, constantly growing in different ways, in different aspects of my life. Here I am, 75, and I'm still
Moving forward.
moving forward. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
In my writing, despite the challenges, I'm still putting one foot in front of the other, albeit in a wheelchair, but
Yeah.
I should say one
One
wheel
wheel in front of the other.
other.
Yeah. When I was in high school, Mr. Mealy became a guidance counselor. He had to do a case study on one student, and he picked me, which to me was like, oh my God, he picked me. And then he gave me a copy of his case study. And the one word that I always remember from that was overbearing. And I haven't changed.
Yeah.
If I was picking a word to describe me, and I just heard this the other day, and I go, oh my God, that's me. Unfiltered.
That's a good one.
What you see is what you get.
Humorous. I like being a life of a party if I can.
So body surfing, huh? Were you a big athlete?
Well, I played basketball with your bro, and
You were a pretty good basketball player.
wasn't bad. We had a good team. Mario and Charlie Kennedy and Bobby Riker.
Yeah. And what was the thing about
and Tom
Mario that you
O'Donnell.
knew in every game?
I don't know what.
He was going to foul out.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
The cheerleaders, we would all go, okay, what are we going to do when Mario fouls out? Like, it wasn't like if he fouls out. When Mario fouls out, what are we going to do?
We had a great team. Great players. And
Yeah, Mr. Cruz really
good
turned
coach.
the basketball team around.
Yeah, he did.
That was a big thing for Keyport. You know?
Yes.
So if you were a teenager now,
Oh, boy.
what current artists...
Knowing what I know now? Or
No. What current writers or other artists do you think would have a big influence over you?
books from back then? Or books?
No, from now. Like if you were
from
currently a
now,
teenager.
Currently a teenager. I'd probably still be reading good horror. I just love it.
So, but like Stephen King hasn't written anything recently, has he?
He writes something every week, I think.
I mean, that's good.
Reminds me of a funny Simpsons episode, and he's walking down the street. Remember when he got hit by a car?
Yeah.
It shows a scene of him getting hit by a car, and he gets spun into the air and turns over and over and over. And when he hits the ground, he has a new book written.
If you were in a jam in the middle of the night, not counting your wife, who would you call?
Probably my brother Michael, because he's closer, and his experience as a cop, is helpful.
Oh, that's right. Now, you have a PBA card?
Of course.
Got an extra
And my brother
one.
Timmy is also, he's
That's
still
right.
on the job, and he's still in Union Beach.
Is he in Union Beach?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got to remember that if I ever get stopped there.
Yes.
Oh, my cousin Timmy.
absolutely.
When did you face a fork in the road in your life?
Honestly, it has to do with my accident. That was a huge fork in the road.
And what fork did you take? What
The
were your
positive
choices?
one.
Yeah.
And not at first, I have to say. It wasn't that easy as saying, okay, well, I'm going to go this way. I was not a good patient. I did not respond well to being paralyzed at first. My son Peter had just turned 3 years old, and he was our first, and at the time only, although my wife was 7 months pregnant with our second when the accident happened.
Wow.
And I just objected, reacted negatively to it, and it took me a while to come out of that slump.
Yeah.
So I guess coming out of the slump might be the answer.
Yeah. You have a choice. You either can continue to live or start to die.
Right.
It's like,
And I was starting to give up, I think.
yeah. Glad you didn't.
Yeah, me too.
So what is the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
Well, it would have been going on a safari
Oh.
in the past couple of weeks, but I've got a blood pressure issue that got in the way, and my wife wound up going with family members, and
that
I did
sucks.
not because I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. Prior to that, going to New Zealand probably. That was the highlight of my traveling experiences.
So what did you like about New Zealand?
Clean, even the air is clean. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I've seen some shows that have been filmed in New Zealand, and they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just inspiring. Beautiful, beautiful country.
long flight though.
That's the downside. A very long flight. That in Australia, and we went to both. But I could do it then. Didn't have the blood pressure issue that
Yeah.
creeped up on me later.
So you've probably met some interesting people in life. Who are some of the most interesting, famous people that you've met? Even if it was just like to get an autograph or...
I can't bring one up.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. But if you had the choice of meeting anyone,
Well, that's
dead or
a good
alive...
Dead
who
or
would-
alive?
Yeah, anyone. If you can... You
Thomas
don't want to meet them
Jefferson.
dead, but like...
As a history teacher, I waved my hand at Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, why Thomas Jefferson?
One of the most fascinating people ever. Wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, we still have that?
We're still reaching for it. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way. Some people are anyway, and many are not.
If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or the body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
Well, since I never had the body of a 30-year-old, I would say, I don't know. It's kind of hard to pick something like that, only because, as we mentioned earlier, whatever you have leads you to something.
Yeah.
But I would say probably the mind. I don't want to be sitting there with my mouth open, drooling in my lap.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I want to function.
You know, my mother lived to almost 101, and she had her senses the whole time.
Wow.
We used to
Good
play
for her.
500 rummy every week.
Yeah.
Now, she wasn't that good at the end. She never wanted to pick up the discard pile. And I go, Mom, you're 100. What bad is going to happen? And when she occasionally did, I'd go, Mario, she finally did it. Because he would say the same thing to her. But yeah, she was, to the very end,
Good for her.
she was there, yeah. We talked about a lot of things that you like. What do you dislike?
I don't know. It sounds kind of Pollyannish, but there's not much I don't like because everything gives you an experience. It gives you something to, as we mentioned before, decide on, grow on, think about. And I don't want this to be political, and it shouldn't be political, but I don't like a lot of what's going on, especially in terms of our country and what how people are interpreting things and letting traditions die on the vine. I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Say, when I was a kid, there were a family that lived down the block. They were really, really poor. They lived in this trailer. They had old clothes, like
Are you picking on my family?
one time, one of the boys was bothering my sister Camille, and I pushed him on our patio and scraped up the whole side of his leg. And I really felt badly about it, because it was like, that was a little overkill. So what thing did you do when you were younger that you now regret?
A lot. Kids stuff, mostly. There were two things that stand out that I'll never forget. There was a guy down the street that, an older man, he was a crotchety old man. Of course, being a kid, you didn't...
Yeah, he probably was 40.
Yeah, for one thing. But you never knew why. I mean, it could have been a very sad situation for him, but we just looked at it as kids, and we were going to make him pay for it. So we threw rocks at his house.
Broke his windows?
Yeah. I remember that to this day, and I wish I could go back and beg forgiveness.
Yeah.
I had tried to start a lawn mowing business, and one of the first houses I went to, I tried to sign the person up, an old lady. She didn't have any money to pay me. Yeah. So I didn't do it.
Yeah. And now you feel like, oh, I should have done
I would have done it. I wish I had done that.
Yeah. But you know what? I think not doing it taught you a lesson.
Good point.
So in the future, you go like, last time I didn't do it, this time I will.
Good point.
So other than the birth of a child, describe the happiest day of your life. And now that your wife is walking in, you're going to have to make sure you make it good.
Oh, it is good. And it's her hands down. We met when she was 17.
Ooh.
I was 19 and in college. And we met at a beach party for your brother.
Really?
Yep. There was a beach party in Long Branch, and your brother organized the whole thing. There was a shack near President's Beach. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah.
There was a shack there. He hired a band, hired police for security.
Security, yeah.
And then told all of his friends, and they were legion.
Yes.
Tell everybody you know, it's $1 a head. Any leftover money went to him, paid off bills.
Yeah.
And that's where we met. I saw my wife. I was walking down the street, talking to a friend of hers, down the beach.
Yeah.
Pointed out, well, there's my friend Bronwyn. I said, well, introduce me to your friend Bronwyn. So we walked up to where she was. She was dancing with a friend of mine, Tony LaConte.
Oh, Tony.
Yep. And anyway, this is how I remember it. I stepped between the two of them, told them, Tony, take a walk. And I turned around and started dancing with her. And I know it's true because she remembers it that way. And if she didn't, then I know it wouldn't be true.
Now, why was she at the party? Did she know Mario?
Everybody knew Mario.
Now, where did she go to high school?
And she had from Madawan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's how we met. And we've been together ever since.
Happiest day.
Yeah, 53 years.
So what was something that you learned later in life that surprised you?
Not to sound egotistical about it, but it was probably knowing that I could deal with such adversity and not be ruined by it, which is an eye-opener.
Yeah. So this is going to be the last question. Tell me a secret about you that not many people know.
And let's blab it to the world.
Exactly. I mean, you're lucky. I didn't ask you really embarrassing questions.
I would have conveniently forgot anyway. Secret.
Or just something about you that very few people know. Secrets are better. I mean,
Oh, I don't know. You flipped me on this one. I just don't. I can't think of.
So let me put it this way: something that people in your family know, but people outside of your family don't know.
I probably didn't do as well in college as I'd led people to believe. It was a growth period for me, and I look at it.
So you lied about your college experience.
I did pretty much. I mean, there were some things I just didn't. I didn't do. I certainly wouldn't tell my kids about.
Like what?
I drank too much. For one thing.
So did Mario and Danny Bennett.
I remember
Oh,
Danny.
Danny Bennett drank a lot. Well, him and Mario and Charlie would go out on the weekends after they graduated high school, and he stayed at our house on the weekends.
Oh, well, then you know.
Oh, yeah.
That was not something that I cared to share ever.
Yeah.
So thanks for that.
You're welcome. Kelly family, please pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much.
My pleasure, and I really thank you so much. And it's great to see you.
Good to see you.
Where else can you hear scintillating conversations with interesting people with ties to New Jersey except for here? You can't, and that's why you should subscribe and listen to every episode
I'm Lucille Osapio, and this is Not So Famous in New Jersey.